Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the Eachine Blade 185. So this is a kind of a posteriori analysis. So first of all, here is the box, and one thing you can do when you receive it in order to make your life more easy, it's to modify a little bit the foam compartment housing. For example, take a small knife and cut some part here. And in these cases, you will be able to stock directly with the prop install and the video transmitter antenna directly out of the box like this, so it's pretty good. Okay, so everything can fit. I don't know, it's nice features like this. So when you take it, I did a small modification. First of all, instead to have the receiver installed here between these two metallic bar and the GPS installed on top on the very plate, I installed more of the GPS, the receiver inside in the front. It can fit perfectly without any problem. Okay, and I removed this carbon plate and install more the GPS below. It will protect the GPS module will be much more protected. Okay, I install also the camera clean plate. Okay, to welcome Mobius or Runcam HD, whatever you want. There is no standoff to adjust the HD camera orientation, because in fast forward movement it will be also impacted by the angle of your quadcopter. Really, what I like in this machine is it's a full packaging with the presence of an OSD plus the GPS. Even if you won't probably use the GPS as GPS hold altitude or return to home, you will more use this GPS to display some velocity statistic or where was your last GPS coordinate point in case if you lost your quadcopter. It's pretty good. So with this machine, it's pretty advised to record your FPV flights. Even if you have a buzzer, okay, it's always a good idea to add the GPS last local coordinates. So about the structure, really I like it. It's quite solid. I don't think it's solid as is, for example, the Redcom Phoenix 210. Only the this upper plate and this one are in 3D carbon, and the last bottom one is in pure glasses, because it's welcoming also the electronics. So the big open question is the lower plate will be as strong as the upper. In case of big frontal crash or lateral like this, I'm afraid maybe there will be a kind of crack in some track. Some shortcuts is possible. Okay, so it's a big open question, especially to this part where you have some ESC integration. Okay, what I don't like also, the actual ESC built on the PCB got a very old firmware, okay, and a very old BLE, and actually the only way to flash them is to use stickers, okay, as shown in some FireHD videos, okay. It's not possible yet to directly to upgrade ESC firmware from the clean flying configurator. As soon as you will do it once with a recent firmware, it will be after possible to do it by software. Another drawback, they didn't provide any anti-slip system, so be aware that the front props is not touching the battery. You have to really well tight your Velcro band and add BNS maybe an anti-slip system. Associated with my frontal RX installation, I also extend the 2.4 GHz. You will see in the heat shrink system, you have in fact a more longer antenna. You can gently cut the border of the heat shrink tube and extend to pull on the antenna to exit it, and now you have more longer, and I was able to install it on front by drilling a small hole. It's maybe the frontal position is not the best one in case you install a Mobius cam. Maybe a more lateral would have been a better choice. Okay, I can drill another one if I want. Anyway, the FPV camera got a correct sensitivity. Okay, I'm not sure that this plastic here will resist to major crash. Okay, and another little drawback in the design is the here added with the antenna install, this part is too long and longer than the lower arm extremity. It means that in case of, I don't know, a frontal crash like this, it will be the antenna connector who will be completely under stress and will probably break, so, and will after cook your transmitter. So that's maybe a drawback. So this part have to be redesigned a little bit in my point of view. What I can say is you cannot install more longer prop than the 4-inch model. The white LEDs are good, and I really appreciate that the fact the LEDs behind can be programmable. But out of the box, this quadcopter needs a lot of attention. You can run it out of the box with the default settings, but it deserves to the default settings are not amazing, okay, especially in the PID settings, and for example, the LEDs are not correctly well, the rear LEDs are not correctly well programmed through CleanFlight. So basically, you have to do a lot of adjustment in the CleanFlight configurator, and I would say the most of them have to be done in the radio transmitter. For example, the phase safe is not programmed out of the box, so the throttle, it means that if you do nothing, this quadcopter will run away. Okay, you will have a flyaway. So the first things to do is to program the phase safe behavior on the channel 3 associated with the throttle. Okay, I strongly advise also to assign a switch to have the throttle hold is always a safe case. Okay, you cut this one in case of emergency. Also the choice of this pot to select the flight mode is clearly stupid. You had a three-way switch here. Why not they use this one to assign the flight modes? Anyway, so you have to do a 3 modification in the radio transmitter, okay, to be a much more safe and smart. Okay, as soon as you do this job on CleanFlight, you mainly need to adjust PIDs and the adjust how the LEDs rear or the LED strip are working to render more efficient. One word about the CleanFlight. Initially, I installed it with the Betaflight. It was working fine, no problem at all. But you have to know that the loop time is so fast that the GPS is not working anymore. It means that you can see on the OSD, for example, the velocity or the GPS coordinates. So I returned to our CleanFlight, the last beta version, 1.1.13, if I'm not wrong. And you have to be sure that the GPS protocol is U-Blocks based, okay. Set correctly the ports, okay, enable on the UART2 at 56,000 baud, something like this, and also to activate the GPS in the CleanFlight configurator. And in this case, you will retrieve all the velocity and GPS code information on your OSD. One word also about the OSD. By default, the camera is turned into PAL format. Here you have a tiny switch installed in front. But for American, it's usually you use more NTSC camera, but in this case, the OSD information are not correctly displayed on NTSC format. You will need to reflash the firmware associated with through the firmware serial module here. You install DNS and install, for example, MW OSD firmware instead. It's a good choice, and you will be able to reprogram everything in NTSC format. Okay, so how is fly? Very well. After tuning the PIDs, etc., it's fast. It's very fast. Agile. Really, after some tuning, this machine is pretty good. So it needs some work, but it deserves to work a bit. And it's not really a plug-and-play RTF model. It can, but you won't express it full capacities like this. You need to spend maybe 1 hour to tune everything, and after, wow, it's a very good, interesting model. It seems to be quite solid. I'm not so afraid about this solidity and the robustness. Okay, so I end this video about the Eachine Blade 185. Please check my other video. Some other will come, and it's a pretty good RTF machine. I like it. I like this side, and it scale something like with everything. I can give the weight with the I think it's less than 400 grams, I'm not sure. So it's 378 grams, so not so heavy. Okay, it's clearly 185 millimeters quadcopter size shrinker than the 250, so you gain at least 150 grams. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you like it, please send it, and if you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.